like Bob and Mike Bryan, one of the twins, and he is younger by 4 minutes than his brother Sonchat. But this is an emerging Asian team.
It's a team that maybe doesn't quite have the power of the Bryan brothers. They're a little bit more of a finesse team. They don't serve quite as big, but they know how to play together, obviously. They communicate well together, and that is one of the things that makes them a great doubles team.
And here's a look at Sonchat. He will play in the ad court. And although they turned pro in 2004, they have obviously played throughout the junior ranks, much in the same fashion as Bob and Mike Bryan. They received a wild card into this tournament. You can see their rankings just outside the top 100. But this is the kind of opportunity they will look forward to capitalizing on. But they look across the net and they see a very tested team. And this is Simon Aspelin, Swede, very strong player, although resides in London now. But certainly this guy knows his way around a doubles court.
Well, he's been finishing the last couple of years at number 9 as the number 9 team in the world with Todd Perry. And now they've broken up and he's decided to go with the all-Swedish team playing with Robert Lindstedt. And we'll see if that works out for him. He's done very well the last couple of years in doubles, finishing individually ranked 19th in the world.
And like his partner, he's one of the players on the tour who plays only doubles. These guys are real doubles specialists. Lindstedt is the older of the two, 29 years of age. And this is a nice teaming in that Lindstedt is always dangerous, plays with power. And Simon Aspelin, I think, is a little more solid. So these guys will work together well.
I think it might help Aspelin in a way that he's playing with Lindstedt now, a guy, as you said, with some power. He was playing with Todd Perry, more of a finesse player. They were a finesse team. Now he's got a little power in the mix, and I expect them to be a pretty tough team.
Well, here's a man we all know so well, and I'm sure you do too if you follow tennis here on Tennis Channel. Norm Christ, a man who has been a part of the game for many years, and it's a special occasion for him tonight. Not that it's not an occasion to call the Thai twins, but it is his 60th birthday. So happy birthday to Norm Christ in the chair. Hopefully won't have too many problems.
I think he'll be fine. He doesn't really like to stick his nose into the match much and overrule, so he should be fine in this doubles match.
So this is Robert Lindstedt starting things off for the Swedish pair.
A little bit tough, the conditions out there tonight, a little bit breezy. There's some altitude here in Las Vegas. The ball tends to fly, and a lot of times in the early rounds, some of the players are struggling with the conditions, getting serves in, that type of thing.
So Aspelin intercepting that ball. Here's a look at this stadium court. The temperature 63 degrees. It is a little breezy, although the forecast is clear. Things do tend to slow down, at least with the wind, as we get into the evening. That one might come back over the net. No, it doesn't.
Sanchai is struggling to hit the strings in the early going as he's shanked a couple of backhands. Both players electing to stay back, respecting the first serve of Lindstedt. And even on second serve.
Now that ball landed right on the baseline. Aspelin let it go, thinking it might carry long. Remember, this is no ad scoring through the first 2 sets of tennis. Traditional 12-point tiebreaker if things reach 6-all. The third set, though, is a 10-point super tiebreak that will decide the set and the match. And remember, at the end of the set, we will talk to the winning team. Well, that time Aspelin got it right, and I think if you're Aspelin's partner, you want to get that right.
Well, you can't blame him for the one he let go earlier. It was a shank from Sanchai that had so much spin it dropped in, and on the 40-15 point for the first time we saw a little eye formation, something that a lot of the teams are employing now. Australian sort of formation where you can, the net man picks which side to go to. It's tougher for the returner. And as you can see, the Thai team is starting out with that same strategy, I formation. And I think when you don't have a big serve, it helps to be in that formation simply because you've got to keep the returner guessing, not sure which side to return to.
Yeah. Well, Lindstedt and Aspelin, they're a strong team, tall. They stand up on the baseline, and they're not afraid to take their swings. And they'll look to try and push the Twins around, that's for certain. You can see Lindstedt standing right up on that baseline, teeing off on the second serve. Nicely done. And that is Sonchat at the net, intercepting that one.
That was just a monstrous return of serve. 93-mile-an-hour second serve, and Lindstedt said, get that out of here. Just perfect little turn and then a lot of racket head speed. I've seen a lot of mishits in the early going, and again, it's very breezy, and these players are struggling a little bit to get their feet in position. Aspelin planted so early, and I think the ball moved a little bit, caused that mishit.
And that's a nice interception. These guys stand right on top of the net, and I think in these conditions that's probably a good play because it's hard to lob with these breezes.
And with the altitude, the little bit of altitude, that lob just seems to carry long. You're right. They're only 5'9". You'd think you could lob them.
Oh, that's lovely play at the net. Sonchat finishing off with the backhand volley, so 1 game all.
Little bit of pressure on the Thai team in this game, but a couple of nice volleys from Sonchat.
It's interesting to watch that exchange because that last shot from Aspelin almost hit the racket, didn't it? Right on the backhand, because you rest in that ready position with the racket on your backhand side.
And you know he's leaning down the middle, too. He had a sense of where that ball is headed. Sanchai has started the match shanking a lot of backhands, and now he's gone to the complete whiff. So almost getting worse.
Nice backhand there.
That was a beautiful rip.
Of course, these guys had great success in the Asian Games. That was in December 2006. They lost in the doubles final to Mahesh Bhupati and Leander Paes, and they had 7 match points before losing the match. And they are sort of new faces on the ATP Tour. Of course, after this event, they are playing 2 challenger events in Asia. They're really trying to develop their rankings so they have a chance to have direct entry.
It's very difficult, actually, to get enough points. It's one of the things that makes it tough for doubles specialists now, is that it's tough to get enough points in the challenges in those lower level events to ever make it to the main draw.
Oh, that's sensational.
You see a team, for instance, Jamie Murray and Eric Buderock, that have played so well recently, won the last 2 tournaments they've played. They've been in another couple of finals, and they couldn't get directly into this event.
Yeah, it's remarkable, isn't it? They win San Jose, win Memphis, and their rankings still are not good enough.
It's getting close. They're on the cusp now of getting in.
Oh, yes. Great exchange. Is there a better time in doubles, Jimmy, than when you have all 4 players at the net?
Well, you know what's nice is that I think you're going to see that a couple of times in this match. That's what these brothers are known for. Quick exchanges, a little bit of feel. You're going to see, if they're playing their best, quite a few nice rallies in doubles, which you don't often see.
Challenge on that serve from Aspelin, so he's going to have to work with a second serve. Remember, he's down a break point here. Good finishing volley. So here is our first deciding point of the match. Remember, no ad scoring. The receiving team can select which man will take the return.
It's funny how doubles really, especially with this new scoring system, it's just a couple of big points that make the difference in a match. Well, here's the first really big point in this match. Because one break of serve in doubles often is enough.
Well, that will help if you can get the first serve in when the game is on the line. So Aspelin and Lindstedt, 2-1.
That's what I want to start with.
That's a great idea.
Mr. Miller, can I talk to you for a second? I have to take the afternoon off today. My daughter is sick, and I have to go pick her up at the school.
Your daughter
Yeah.
is sick.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, if we cut to this page, I don't want to omit any of this.
FedEx, proudly bringing you the FedEx Cup.
I'm thinking of a number between 450 and 850. Do you know what it is? It's my credit score, and it happens to be 720. The higher my credit score, the better chance I have of saving a lot of money. Do you know your credit score? Do you know what's in your credit report? You can find out right now at freecreditreport.com. You can even print it out if you want to. How much easier could it get? Log on to freecreditreport.com. That's freecreditreport.com.
Free credit report offer applies with enrollment in Triple Advantage.
When the heat is on, the pain is gone.
Introducing Heat Therapy from Icy Hot. Better than a heating pad, new Heat Therapy gives you up to 8 hours of muscle-relaxing, pain-relieving heat that goes where you go. New Icy Hot Heat Therapy.
When the heat is on, pain is gone.
What's in emergency that makes you feel so good? B vitamins for that afternoon boost. Emergency. Feel the good.
Welcome back. We'll get back to the doubles action in a moment. I actually just stuck my head in the players' locker room there. It's really great to see some of our players turning up already and checking out what's going on around the grounds and watching some of the tennis. I actually saw Julia Knoll in there having a chat with Bob Bryan, so they were very relaxed. I'm actually looking out for Alex Bogdanovich, who's coming here to warm up. Of course, he's playing Steve Querrey in the final qualifier. Sorry, Sam Querrey. And I actually had a chat to him a little earlier. Super nice guy, so you'll see that later on in the broadcast. But now it's back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Mika, which we certainly appreciate her reports from the men's locker room. Some of the in-detail reporting we have from around the grounds. And that will be fun to watch, Sam Querrey. I mean, this is a legitimate ball player. This guy's fun to watch, great sport, and he's really developing fast. So a double fault here, and Sonchat now down break points.
4 of them consecutively with the way of the no ad scoring. Well, that's the one thing about that I formation is if you don't get a hold of the return, if you don't hit it very crisply and place it well, the net man's going to be able to pick it off.
Oh, yes, heavy hitting from Lindstedt, and that's what he does well. Kept the return down low. Well, a break of serve, and while we have a moment, let's take a look at our Franklin Templeton gaining perspective. And Jimmy Arias talking about which team and how they can develop a winning chance here tonight.
Well, I was saying whichever team handles the elements better, because it's a tough night to play. There's a little bit of altitude. It's very windy, very breezy, and so far we've seen some mishits from the Thai team, and it's cost them an early break disadvantage here. As the man who seems to be handling conditions best is this man. Robert Lindstedt has returned well and served well so far.
Does it make a difference that he can hit hard, that he can hit through the wind? Is that part of it? I think
sometimes, yes, it does make a difference. And you're right, it doesn't affect his ball quite as much as Ratiwatana brothers are touch players a little bit, and I think they're struggling right now with the wind. That's the second one Aspelin's let go that falls in, and that one was in by quite a bit. Part of the problem is the Thai team is against the wind, and Aspelin feels that ball up a little bit high, doesn't quite compute the wind into the shot, and that's what's made the ball drop a couple of times.
Now that was an awkward volley, and oftentimes when it's high and wide, it can be a little trickier than when it's low and hard and to you.
I'm not sure Aspelin was going to poach until he saw that the return was floating, because if he was poaching, he should have been on top of that floating return. I think he just saw it and decided a little too late, didn't get enough on that first volley. Should have been able to put it away.
Ooh, he tried to get just a little too cute.
But then again, another ball where Lindstedt was thinking, I'm not going to have to play another shot. When he saw the return as a good kick serve, a miss-hit return, and now that should be put away. But Aspelin mistimed it a little bit, didn't get enough power, and it caused that delicate drop shot and a couple of break points.
Oh, yes, that's a wonderful finish. The Ratiwatana brothers playing great from the back of the court, and they've struck back. So we're back on serve here at the Tennis Channel Open.
Can an odor-free cream stand up to your back pain?
You bet if it's Aspecream.
Aspecream is clinically proven to knock out the pain with the maximum strength formula that's odor-free. Arthritis pain stopped?
You bet if it's Aspecream.
You see a troubled business. We saw superior turnaround potential, offering a smart investment opportunity. Perspective like this has made Mutual Series a leader in value investing. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
The Tennis Channel presents Bag Check. Your look at all the gear the players are carrying around. Today on Bag Check, James Blake.
Hey, I'm James Blake, and this is my bag check. Most important thing, you got the rackets, some basketball shorts, a little more comfortable because I'm used to being in the tennis gear all the time. The sandals, comfortable after the match. The kicking around shoes. On these hard courts, I'm going through these just about every week. Luckily, Nike's been very nice to me to give me plenty of shoes because otherwise I might be broke right now. Shorts, underwear, you don't need to see those. Socks, string, probably go through a set of string every 2 hours that I'm hitting. Wristbands, New York Mets color, that's my favorite. Maintenance stuff, just to loosen up your shoulder. That might be it. Bar, iPod, Maxim, high quality reading, and then the actual reading, Dreams from my father, Barack Obama. I'm James Blake, that's my bag, that's all I got for you guys.
This has been Bag Check. Get bag checks on all your favorite players, only on the Tennis Channel.
Well, back in the day, Elvis Presley sold out 830 consecutive shows at the Las Vegas Hilton, and there are two of them here tonight. Earlier tonight, Elvis Presley's were playing with Bob and Mike Bryan. I mean, this was a strange coupling.
Well, they had to handicap the Bryan brothers with a whole group of people just to give the Elvises a chance, and eventually they mixed up the teams. And they had some great rallies and some great singing as well. I told you earlier I saw Elvis.
Yeah, he was in the house officially.
15 all.
So 30-15. And these guys are very aggressive when it comes to poaching, something that Aspelin was a little tentative on. And if you're going to go to the middle, you've got to be aggressive and go for it. You can't hesitate.
No, you're supposed to be putting away those volleys and overheads that Aspelin did not put away. He really caused that break of serve for his partner a little bit. And so far, Aspelin hasn't. He's the most established, highest ranked doubles player on the court, but he has not played as well as Lindstedt to this point. Lindstedt is just ripping balls off both sides, forehand wing and backhand wing.
What happens in a doubles match, Jimmy, when your partner is playing great and you're struggling, or your partner's struggling, you're playing great? How do you work this?
Well, you go in the locker room and you say, we would have won if my partner could have played it all today. No, you just got to hope he works it out. You got to keep encouraging the partner that's not playing that well. Certainly Aspelin is a good doubles player. He's proven it over the last few years. There's an example. Great return. The second serves of the Ratiwatana team is going to be their undoing a little bit in this match, I think, because it's something that, even though they're 90+ miles an hour, it's sitting there a little bit, and both players are teeing off on that second serve.
Now that's strong tennis from Robert Lindstedt. Boy, he has really anchored this Swedish side, and he's engineered another break. Boy, Ratiwatana's were up 40-15, but lost it.
3 game points on their own serve, but 2 missed first serves. And some big hitting. A little bit of good fortune for Lindstedt on the return as it clipped the top of the tape, and it gave him that sitter forehand.
These guys played at Wimbledon for the first time in 2006. They won their opening round before falling in the second, so they're beginning to make inroads as a team.
I get the feeling that they would do their best on a grass court or a very quick surface because it would help out their serve a little bit. Their serve is the weakness. They do everything else pretty well. They move well up at the net. So on a court that's quick, that gives your serve a little extra juice, is their best opportunity.
So some first serves are helping Aspelin along in this game. It's a look from our net cam. So Aspelin serves a love service game, and it's the Swedes who have a 5-2 lead.
Time now for the Acura Tennis Report. Viva Las Vegas. Some of the biggest names in the game have come to Nevada for the Tennis Channel Open. Last year, James Blake beat Leighton Hewitt to win the singles title. They're both back in Vegas, along with two-time Grand Slam champion Murat Safin and former world #1 Gustavo Kuerten in the round-robin format. They're joined by the kings of doubles, the Bryan brothers, while full coverage all week long here on the Tennis Channel. Venus rises when the Accurate Tennis Report continues.
It started with a simple idea. Build an automobile that takes the sheer joy of driving to a whole new level. Use advanced technologies without sacrificing fuel economy. Take advantage of a racing-inspired heritage. Provide an interior space that fulfills every need. The TSX from Acura.
Now you can lease an Acura TSX for $299 a month for 36 months.
Welcome back to the Acura Tennis Report. Venus Williams is back after missing most of the last 8 months with a wrist injury. Williams was on a mission in Memphis. She beat Shahar Peer to win the 34th singles title of her outstanding career. Justine Henin has been dazzling in Dubai. The Belgian won the Dubai Duty Free Championship for the 4th time, beating Amelie Mauresmo in a battle between the 2nd and 3rd ranked players in the world. On the ATP Tour, Tommy Haas took care of Andy Roddick to win the title in Memphis. The German didn't face a break point in the final. We'll have results from the Tennis Channel Open next time on the Accurate Tennis Report.
Well, there's an Eiffel Tower here in Las Vegas, but the important one is in Paris, and that's where the Tennis Channel will be at the French Open this year. We hope you stay with us as we bring you Grand Slam coverage from the French Open. Of course, the Mirage is where we are headquartered, and it's one of the hot spots on the Strip.
That's a great serve down the tee if you're going to poach. It's so tough for Lindstedt to be able to pull that ball back down the line. If you can hit that spot in the court and your partner knows it up at the net, he's going to know where to position himself to cut off any volley. A little bit different in the ad court. If you go wide, that opens up the down the line a little bit, so you have to watch your alley.
That's Sonchat. It's very tough to tell these two apart, isn't it? They're twins like Bob and Mike Bryan. Of course, Mike, you can tell he's got the mole on his lip.
Well, you got the different hand, lefty and righty, with the Bryan brothers. I mean,
so this is just what the Ratiwatana twins needed, a love service game, chance to close it out. So they do hang on, so it's up to Robert Lindstedt then to try and serve out this opening set. Of course, this is just the appetizer on our evening's menu. Coming up next is Sam Querrey, the young American who's really making some noise in the tennis scene, and he's taking on a Brit in Alex Bogdanovich, a young British qualifier.
Lindstedt's having a little bit of trouble with his serve. He was broken last time he served. As we said, it was a little bit of Aspelin's fault as he didn't put away a couple of volleys, but he's not. He normally has a pretty big first serve, and he's going for kickers all the time. That was bad luck for Ratiwatana as he hit a beautiful swinging volley that caught the top of the tape and set up for Lindstedt.
Yeah, right here. This
half volley that was sitting there, and the ball popped off the top of the net and turned into just a floater. Aspelin loves letting balls go that land about a foot in.
Yeah, he does not have his eye, does he?
Well, that's one of the times when you don't have a ton of confidence. If you have confidence, you go ahead and put that away. But if you don't, you go, oh, please go out, because you let it go. I know that because I never had confidence up at the net. And I was always hoping, letting everything go.
And Lindstedt is the only one who can put away a short long tonight.
That was what was funny is I think it was Aspelin who was calling Lindstedt off of that ball, saying me, me, me. And Lindstedt said, no, I've seen your short overhead. I'm taking it.
So here's his set point. And so the Swedes take the opening set. We'll be featuring doubles throughout the week here in Las Vegas. And we've had a few audio problems, so we won't be able to talk to the guys tonight, but certainly it'll be a feature of our coverage throughout the week. 6-3 for Aspelin and Lindstedt.
Denise Basic is a real Geico customer, not a paid celebrity. So to help tell her story, we hired a celebrity.
It was Thanksgiving night when I accidentally hit a deer.
Whoa, look out, look out!
I called Geico expecting to get a recording, but someone was there to help me.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Geico got my claim in the works right away, and I was actually able to enjoy my Thanksgiving.
Mashed potatoes, gravy, and cranberry sauce! Woo!
Geico. Real service, real savings.
Tennis shorts. Planning for your tennis retirement. Financial planning for retirement involves more than just 401ks and IRAs. Having a secure plan in place means you'll be able to enjoy more time on the tennis court. One rule of thumb when estimating retirement expenses is that you'll need 70% of your current annual income to live comfortably. But also think about your planned activities. Will you be traveling, building a dream home? Take into account any debt such as mortgages, as that may impact your retirement income needs. To figure out how you'll meet your expenses, consider all sources of income like Social Security, pensions, retirement accounts, and savings. Start building your portfolio, or if you already have one, determine how to maximize its growth. If you're unsure about how to best invest your money, a financial advisor can help you navigate the markets to achieve your needs and goals. Plan now to play more later. Tennis shorts can be found at thetennischannel.com.
Panasonic presents the Tennis Channel Open is brought to you in part by the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. What happens here stays here. By Sing Beer, the world's most exotic beer. And by Geico.com. 15 minutes could save you 50% on car insurance. Windy conditions here in Las Vegas tonight. A Monday evening, and we're kicking off our coverage of the Tennis Channel Open with doubles. And the Swedish flag flying high. They've won the opening set 6-3. Of course, up next after this doubles, Jimmy, is Sam Querrey, an exciting young American player.
He's the new Todd Martin, really, the way he's a big kid, doesn't move quite as well as he needs to yet, but he's improving, and he's got such a huge serve. He plays the number 3 ranked Brit behind Andy Murray and Tim Henman, and Alex Bogdanovic, who qualified here. Smooth player, lefty.
Yeah, he always seems to make nice contact with the ball. I think Querrey will be tested tonight, although Querrey will certainly have the edge in power. We've got just a moment's delay as the Ratiwatana brothers have just left the court, and they're just going to make a quick dash to the locker room. Well, one of the wild cards here, Tim Henman, had a chance to catch up with us, and he spoke about the round-robin format here in Las Vegas.
Right now the format works, the round-robin format works really well because I haven't played a tournament in 4 months. So to come here and guarantee 2 matches is fantastic. It's just what I need. But I think actually in principle of the the change. I'm not really for it. I prefer the straight knockout. I think we're trying to provide a little bit more clarity in the game, and I just think it's you know, it's not that easy for the players to understand at the moment, and therefore I'm not so sure that the fans understand it. But I think it's important that we, you know, try these things just to see how they go. And
Edmund does, certainly. And you can see here is the round-robin format. A little more detail. You've got the 16 top-ranked players on the entry list. They're automatically into the round-robin. Then you have the 16 players, 12 automatic entries, and 4 qualifiers who will play one match. And the winner of those 16, the 8 players, will be fed into the 16. That makes for a 24-man round-robin, Jimmy. So 8 groups of 3. And then the winners of those 8 groups go into the quarterfinals, and from there you play a straightforward knockout draw.
Well, as Henman said, it's nice for a player that hasn't played much recently. He knows he's going to get at least 2 matches in, which is a great thing for him.
So let's take a look at the Geico first serve points won, and you can see that Aspelin and Lindstedt protecting their serve a little better, although they do have 1 break against them.
Well, they've got bigger first serves, and that's why that stat reads the way it does. The Thai team doesn't have a ton of power. That's going to be the part of their game that they need to improve. Or just start hitting their spots better. As you saw, that serve worked so well because he hit it in a nice area right in the corner, and they've got to use an array of serves. Serve sometimes to the body. Serve it very accurately and tell the netman where he's going with the delivery, because from a pure power standpoint they don't have it.
Yeah, and second serves like that are just sitting there can be a liability.
It gives an opportunity for the returner to tee off, and now that's one of the reasons they have great hands. They're up there protecting themselves a little bit.
Well, that's a good example of what you said. If you hit your spot, it doesn't really matter how hard you hit it. You're going to gain an edge in the point, and that time you won the point outright.
Only 114 miles an hour. I know that's reasonably big 25 years ago, but in today's tennis, that's not much. But he hit his spot.
Sanchai Ratiwatana hangs onto his serve. So a quick change of sides. Remember, it's a continuous play after the opening game, although the guys will stop and take on a little beverage tonight. Breezy conditions here at the Darling Tennis Center. Beautiful evening in Las Vegas. You can see the strip just across the way. There's Las Vegas Boulevard. Now that's too good.
I think the Swedish team needs to think about hitting volleys. A strange volley from Aspelin as he was backing up, and then another ball that the pair lets go. It lands well in. I think they're giving a little too much credence to the slight altitude that's here. Ball does tend to fly, but
what's the strategy when you are playing in altitude then?
Well, you got to try to spin it a little more, keep it a little bit lower if you can. It's tough to hit through the ball. The ball just seems to carry that a bit further.
15.
Geez, that's a bad error. He's got plenty of blue to hit the ball into, and somehow he missed the blue, hit it in the green. I mean, at the very least, you can just hit that one straight up the middle.
Straight up the middle, exactly. It was poor choice of shot and poor execution, as now they're going for the I formation return. I think it's going to help. Aspelin needs to impose himself a little bit up there at the net. Ooh.
Now that might be a call worth challenging.
Do they know about the challenge system?
Well, that's one of those returns. You hit it well, feels good, and it's called out, and you're suddenly, ooh. Just missed.
Again, that difference was altitude. That ball would have gone in, I think, without the altitude. So many mishits from Sanchai on the backhand wing.
Oh, Aspelin was lucky there. He just didn't get enough angle. So 1 game all. Well, here's our icy hot injury report and some tough news for Joachim Johansson, who underwent shoulder surgery, and he's going to be out for 3 months. This guy is just snake bit with that shoulder.
Well, he's a great player, too. He's a top tenor if he can ever get healthy. He's got a huge serve. He aced Agassi at the Australian Open a couple of years ago, 50+ times in a match. And he was holding serve 3rd most often this year, up until another injury on that shoulder.
There's a little bit of Magnus Larsson, the other Swede, who really injuries beset his career. He had some hip problems, and this is a guy who was top 5 in the world, and he really was forced to retire. Although he had a longer career, certainly, than Johansson, who's only established himself for maybe a year or 2.
Exactly. He beat Andy Roddick one year at the U.S. Open. He was a dangerous player.
Well, there's one of those mishits you were talking about. Now, you did mention Wimbledon, which was interesting. Simon Aspelin last year played with Todd Perry, and they reached the quarterfinals at Wimbledon. They lost to Mark Knowles and Daniel Nestor 23-21 in the 5th set.
Oof.
I mean, that is a monster.
And that's such a big match for that team. They finished 9th in the race. They won that match. That might have bumped them into the top 8. There are big points to be had in the Grand Slams. Look at how far inside the baseline Aspelin is for that return. He hits it with plenty of power down the line, but Sanchai was there.
Well, we're on serve in the 2nd set. Remember, singles coming up after the doubles. It features Sam Querrey, so stay with us on Tennis Channel. Plenty of action throughout the evening here in Las Vegas.
You are black, even a little dandruff shows.
That's why more people are switching from ordinary dandruff shampoo to Selsun Blue. Doctor recommended for flakes and itch. With aloe and moisturizers for healthier hair and scalp. Make the switch.
Never wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
When the heat is on, the pain is gone.
Introducing Heat Therapy from Icy Hot. Better than a heating pad, new Heat Therapy gives you up to 8 hours of muscle-relaxing, pain-relieving heat that goes where you go. New Icy Hot Heat Therapy.
When the heat is on, pain is gone.
What I love about her?
What I love about him.
How much time do we have? At eHarmony, we know you don't need any help figuring out what attracts you on the outside. So we help with areas of compatibility that you can't see with the naked eye.
I love Thomas because he's just...
I actually couldn't even begin to tell you what I love about her because it's pretty much everything. At eHarmony, we only match you with other singles who've been pre-screened for compatibility with you. And when compatibility is ignited by chemistry, well, that's everything.
I love everything about Sharon.
Everything.
Everything. Everything. I love him as he is.
He makes me laugh.
Well, look at her. She's incredible.
He's the most romantic man I've ever met.
It all starts with your personality profile. Yours free when you visit eHarmony.com today.
I know that when I'm with Kathy, we're going to be happy next week and next month and next year.
eHarmony.com. Log on today.
Tennis Channel Open from Las Vegas, Nevada. Kickoff match. We'll start with some doubles, but singles is coming up next. Also watching Sam Querrey play, you feel like Querrey could also be a fine doubles player because he has power off the returns. Like Todd Martin, he's pretty competent at the net. He's a young developing player who just has so much upside. Well, the problem for him, I think, would be his speed. And that is something, you're right, in doubles wouldn't make as much of a difference. So he should be a good doubles player. He's got the tools to be a great doubles player. Sam Querrey turned down a scholarship at USC, one of the tennis powers in the college game. Done well with the opportunity to play on the tour. It's remarkable in a way because he came on sort of quickly. Wasn't much of a factor in 12 and under junior tennis and 14 and under and even 16 and under, but all of a sudden he grew to the 6'6" and developed that big serve. So that's 2 games all. Sorry, that's quite a weapon to have, that serve. Yeah, it's a nice way to build a game around. We'll build our coverage tomorrow around some of the best players in the game. Marat Safin will kick off our coverage. 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. He's taking on Stefan Kubek of Austria. Then Leighton Hewitt, he was last year's finalist, taking on Vince Spadea. Doubles again to kick things off in the evening. And then it's James Blake, defending champion, taking on Yevgeny Korolev, a young Russian player. Well, that is a fabulous lineup for a Tuesday. That's beautiful. And it doesn't stop there. We go all the way through Sunday in our championship match. Of course, Bob and Mike Bryan are the defending doubles titleists, and they are very much a part of this event. Suddenly some pressure on the Thai team here as, ooh, big serve when he needed it, Sanchai. As he has struggled a little bit today with hitting the ball cleanly. They had held so easily the first 2 games of this set. For the first time, a little pressure. Remember, second serves have been dealt with pretty harshly. Yeah, this heavy hitting has just been too much. Here are some breakpoint chances for the Swedish duo who look to be in good position here. Big return and then cranking the forehand as well. Remember, no ad scoring here, so this is actually 3 consecutive break points, which makes it even tougher for the server. This is where it's great to have a big serve, where you can maybe get a couple of free points. This team does not have that luxury. They're going to have to come up with some good low volleys. Oh, the net cord winner. Now that's the bane of all volleyers. Plays like that. Well, Robert Lindstedt, he really has been one of the best players on the court tonight. And the Swedes have a set and a break. Well, when we come back, we're going to get a report from Mika Buck, and she's going to tell us what's going on around the grounds.
Where are you now, Daddy?
I'm in Tokyo this time.
Is Paris far away?
Pretty far away. Do you know where Spain is?
Yep, it's right under France.
That's right. Buenos Aires. I have a meeting tomorrow, honey.
Can I go with you?
Oh, no, not this time. So tell me, what'd you have for breakfast? I think you all have
results.
When are you coming home?
I'll be home real soon.
Okay, Daddy. I love you.
I love you too.
And where are we flying today?
We're having a business meeting in London.
We know life can take you almost anywhere. And that's exactly where we fly. We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.
Can an odor-free cream stand up to your back pain?
You better fit Aspelin.
Aspelin is clinically proven to knock out the pain with the maximum strength formula that's odor-free. Arthritis pain stopped?
You better fit Aspelin.
What's in emergency that makes you feel so good? 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to give your immune system a fighting chance. Emergency. Feel the good.
First round doubles action from the 2007 Tennis Channel Open. I believe Chavez alongside Jimmy Arias, but even more importantly, Mika Buchan. She's down on the grounds. Let's come back to the doubles in a moment. Mika, tell us what's going on around the grounds here in the Darling Tennis Center.
Well, Leaf, this Tennis Palooza action has already kicked off in earnest. I'm in the presence of air hockey greatness here. We have the Blade Brown, Ricochet Rosen, and the General Britain, who are all in here playing. Of course, Games Room is the site of a lot of our Tennis Palooza fun this week. Of course, there's going to be table tennis as well. But these guys are going to be doing demonstrations all week, showing what it takes to be the best in the world of air hockey. Demonstrations till Friday, then doubles matchups on Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday, the best in the world are going to be duking it out in an invitational singles tournament. So some exciting stuff from down here. Now it's back up to you guys.
Oh, that's great, Mika. And I was talking to one of the guys who was saying, yeah, another of the former world #1s is coming in from Venezuela for this event.
Wow, that was a long rally we saw there in the air hockey venue. I didn't know that it's that much back and forth in professional air hockey.
Yeah, there is a real buzz around the grounds. You get all these kids locked into these events and being a part of all this fun here. It's great to have them coming out to see the tennis, but also connecting the fun, the passion, the excitement of all these other various little activities going on. It's great fun. So this is Robert Lindstedt serving now 30-all. Lindstedt and Aspelin have a break.
Strategy talk for the Swedes, telling him where to serve, where he's going to stand, which direction he's going to go in, whether he's poaching or hanging left or right. We'll see what they decided.
Cannot steer that return in. So Lindstedt holds, and the Swedes hold on to a 6-3, 4-2 lead. Well, here's just an idea of some of the action going around the grounds here this week at the Tennis Channel Open. You got the paddle tennis champions, very exciting last year. You have the air hockey and table tennis going on, and of course Kids Day is Tuesday, and the Wilson World Stringing Championships, as well as the High School Tennis Skills Challenge on Saturday. That's so many kids from around the area who have a chance to come out and play and participate.
What's funny is the players last year were participating in some of the events. As Guy Monfils won the paddle tennis tournament, beat a 17-time U.S. Open paddle tennis champion along the way. And Thomas Blake was doing well in the stringing competition, if I remember correctly.
Wow, I'd forgotten that.
But then he defaulted.
Did he?
Yeah, he won his first qualifying round to get into it, and then he defaulted. He just had enough stringing.
His agent called.
None of the players could handle the ping pong. Wouldn't be able to do well in the ping pong or the air hockey, it seemed.
30-50.
Ooh, that was a beautiful low dipping ball that set up a forehand. A swinging forehand volley. Here's a look at it from the net cam. A couple of quick reaction volleys. And then this one was low and short, which was hit just up a little too high. Got away with it.
All right. Well, the twins from Thailand hang on to their serve, but they're down a break in the second.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the first moon office. Sure, there's going to be a few kinks to work through, but wait till you see this view.
How are we going to get our shipments to our customers? Don't worry, Mr. Stevens took care of it. You bet I did, Bill.
The Tennis Channel celebrates Black History Month with a look at the life and times of Arthur Ashe.
Often people ask why tennis instead of some of the other sports. It's an individual sport. You are out there all by yourself. One only has to look at some of the professional tournaments today, the Australian Open, US Open, Wimbledon, and you see the camera focusing on just two players. And when things get tight, players get nervous. When the score becomes crucial, you really find out what you're made of.
The Tennis Channel celebrates Black History Month by honoring tennis legend Arthur Ashe.
Well, Simon Aspelin and Robert Lindstedt looking for a chance to close out this match. They're 4-3 up with a break. Couple games away from earning a berth in the second round. Ooh, that is a tight call. And there's a challenge, our first challenge of the evening.
So they did know about the challenge system. Lindstedt called it out as well. He put his finger up like he's in the juniors, making his own line call.
That's right. So here's our first challenge of the week.
And it didn't work.
Well, now remember, if there is any sort of malfunction in the technology, the call stands. And, well, there it is. So it did actually work, did reproduce the arc and trajectory of the ball. And that's one of those where no doubt he felt like, God, that felt good. It just felt like it was going in.
Well, he's on the side where the wind, he's with the wind. So add that to the high altitude, it's tough to get a lob in. Great return.
See, this is surprising because Lindstedt is moving that way.
But I don't think he expected, A, the power, and B, that serve was sort of right in the wheelhouse. That might have been, was supposed to be a body serve, and he didn't really get it to the body. He did that time, however, get it to the body. That's the danger, really. It's a great serve if you can hit the left hip of a player. But the danger is if you're just a little bit off and it's right in the strike zone, most likely the opponent's going to hit a pretty good return.
Over the plate.
Exactly.
30-15.
Seems as though singles players don't really use that body serve very often. It's more of a doubles thing.
Finally, the Swede's able to finish.
Big return, pretty big forehand. And then Sanchai, a slow reaction to that short volley. Best couple of backhands of the day for Sanchai. Finally connecting with some precision.
Boy, that is a smoking winner right down the middle.
Off a big second serve. That was a 112-mile-an-hour second serve. A little bit more juice on it than he normally hits, Aspelin. You'd think that might catch Sonchat, but instead he connects beautifully, and now a huge, huge point for the Thai team. They need the break back right here.
No, almost. The Swedes continue to hammer away, and we've had 3 deciding points tonight, and all have been won by the pair of Aspelin and Lindstedt, and that's one reason why they're up 6-3 and 5-3. Well, after the doubles, Sam Querrey's coming up next against Alec Bogdanovich, British player. Chance to see this young American play for the first time here in Las Vegas at Tennis Channel Open. How do you see that match going? Do you feel like it's a real challenge? I think the conditions will be a challenge for both men.
It's going to be difficult to play, and I think it really depends on Querrey and the way he serves. If he's getting a lot of first serves in, it's going to be difficult for Bogdanovich, but he is a smooth player, the Brit is, with a nice all-around game. So if he's able to get a look at some returns, he could give some problems to Querrey.
I know the British Davis Cup captain John Lloyd is in town. He made the trip up not only to check in with Andy Murray, but also Jamie Murray, who is here. Of course, Andy Murray is not playing this week. He's played consecutive weeks now, taking some time off, but a chance to see Bogdanovich, who has come through the qualies, another Brit play.
He's going to see if he's going to put him on the team or not for that tie. Depends a little bit on Henman, Rosetsky. We know Murray will be there.
Of course, Tim Henman receiving a wild card really at the last minute, because he had to pull out of Rotterdam with the flu. He had some problems there. So really, this is Henman's first tennis of the year.
A lot of players struggling with the flu last week. There were 3 pullouts from Memphis as well with some illnesses. We've got triple match point, folks.
Well, right about now, Sam Querrey's in the locker room, and he's probably starting to stand up and stretch out and start moving around a little bit, as his match will be coming up right after this doubles match is completed. So a couple match points for the Swedish pair. One match point saved. Another pretty good body serve there.
What I'm a little bit surprised at is that Lindstedt and Aspelin are both staying back on the return so often, as they've done such a good job of returning. You'd think that man would take some shots off. Another lucky light court to end things.
Well, that's pretty much how it has gone tonight for the Ratiwatana twins. As Simon Aspelin and Robert Lindstedt, who are a very accomplished, experienced team, just a little bit too good tonight, 6-3 and 6-3.
A little bit too much power for the Thai team, and also to get the good breaks. They won, as you mentioned, all the deuce points, the 3-all points, and twice in this set they broke serve with let cord winners, and it was the difference in this match.
Well, it's good living, obviously. Simon Aspelin and Robert Lindstedt win the opening match here on our coverage, the Tennis Channel Open. So remember, Sam Querrey's coming up next. Stay with us.